Greetings. This is a video message for the Math 119 Statistics class, summer 2021. Greetings, my name is Mark Freeman. I am your instructor for Math 119. As you know, this class is fully online. It's a Mesa web, so we are not having Zoom meetings, but once in a while something comes up, an issue comes up that I think I need to address, so I'll make a short video and post that. It's easier than me typing it all in. And today the topic is dot plots. So section 2.1c, I think it is, has you create a dot plot with a calculator. So let me talk about the calculators first. You're going to need a TI-84 calculator or a TI-83. Good news, the TI-83 is usually less expensive than a TI-84. So either one will work. If you have a TI-83 laying around in a drawer somewhere, dust it off, put some fresh batteries in, and it should work. Okay, so either one of these will work for this class. If you have TI-84, that's fine. Any models, the TI-84 Plus, the C, the Silver, the CE, any of those models will work. What you're really looking for is down here where it has a stat menu button, So right there it has a stat button. Your calculator has to have that, either the 83 or the 84. However, TI-36 Pro does not. So this one will not work for this class, only the TI-83 or 84. I have an emulator version of it. I've been having some problems, but I will show you what it looks like. So here's the question that I wanted to show you. I'm going to share my screen. And the question is about creating a dot plot for this data, and we're going to use the calculator. And it's a little bit complicated the way to do it. So I'll walk you through it real quickly. Let me exit this. And you're going to start by going to the stat menu and editing a list. And the first thing you're going to do is enter the data just as it appears on the table here in the question. So I'm going to enter a 1, a 2, another 2, and another 2. So make sure you get them, even if it's duplicated, you have to type in every single one, a 1, a 0, and a 1. Okay. Now, the next step is to sort this list. To do that, we go back to the stat menu and move the cursor to sort A for ascending, smallest to largest, or A to Z. Click enter, and then it wants the list name, that's L1, so you click the second button and L1, and then close the list and sort. So this part should be pretty simple. The instructions are pretty clear on how to do that. You can read those. Now go back to edit and you'll see that the list is sorted. It's the next part that's a little bit complicated, so let me show you. Move to the second list, L2, and you're going to start entering numbers based on how many times each number appears in the first list. So the number of 0 appears just once. So enter 1 and then enter. And then the number 1 appears 3 times. So you're going to enter 1 for the first one, 2 for the second, and 3 for the next. So 1, enter, and then 2, enter, and 3. And then now we're up to 2 in that first list. So you go back to 1, do 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter for each 2 that appears. Number 3 only appears once, so just put a 1 there. Enter. Number 5 appears just once, put 1 and enter. And 6 appears just once, so 1 and enter, and you're done. The list should have the same number of entries. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. Looks weird, but when we go to graph, that will make it into a dot plot. Back over on the calculator, do the second button, and then y equals to get into the plot menu. Click enter on plot 1, and you want the first kind, a dot plot. Enter there, and then for your X list, you're going to want list 1. So the blue button, second, and number 1. Move down to the Y list, do list L2, so that's the second, and then number 2. You can change this if you want. I leave it as a square. And then to graph it, you're going to go up to that top row and click zoom. And then click the number 9 to go to zoom stat. And here is your dot plot. Now it's a little, you gotta be careful how you read this. Starts at 0 over here. So this is 0. The first is the axis, actually y-axis, and then first column is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't have 0, 1, or something like that, like I did a previous question where this actually starts at the number 2. And so I can go over that separately if that's an issue, but let's just try to get through this question. Now, we analyze the data. What does it look like? It has a single mode right here, right? Well, it has 2 modes, but a single peak, and then some outliers over here. So the data is stretched to the right. That would be skewed right. You have data points trailing off to the right here. So if you read the instructions, that means it's skewed to the right. So let's see if we have those answers in our options. It's a multiple choice question. So we said it's skewed to the right. The dot plot shows a right skewed distribution with a median of 2 and modes of 1 and 2. All right, the dot plot shows left skewed. It's definitely right skewed, so I'm just going to eliminate that right away. Dot plot shows symmetric. It's not really symmetric. So if it was symmetric, if we got rid of these 2 dots on the right, that would be symmetric. It'd be exactly the same on the other side. It's not symmetric. And dot plot shows a bimodal, medium 2 and 1 to 2. Now, be careful on that. It has 2 modes, 1 and 2, but only 1 peak. So we would call this unimodal. And if you go back and look at the list, where's the median? I don't know if we've covered that yet. It's the one in the middle. So there are a total of 10 points. So it's halfway between data points 4 and 5 in the first list. So halfway between, 5 and 6 in the first list. So it would be 2. The median would be 2. Just so you know, and it has 2 peaks. So I think it's going to be answer A. It's right skewed, median of 2, and it has modes at 1 and 2. And it doesn't say whether it doesn't say unimodal, so I think we're okay. Click submit, and there's the answer. So the main thing I wanted to go over is how to enter these numbers in the second column, because to be honest, it was a little confusing. It took me about 10 or 15 minutes to figure it out and get it right. So hopefully that'll help you a little bit. I'll end the share here and hope to get, again, some kind of message to you. You'll probably get a couple of these video messages to you every week. Let me know if they're helpful or if anything I could do during these would be more helpful. Anyway, it's nice to meet you all. I'm going to try and put up a discussion, have you guys introduce yourself. But I look forward to this semester. I have a pretty good track record of getting people through this course successfully. So I'm glad you're on board. See you around. Bye for now.